Hey there, thanks for tuning in to Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and today LEGO has sent me the final LEGO Dream set I still have to review, which is set number 40657, the Dream Village. Now, the Dream Village is one of the most unique LEGO Dream sets in the sense that it actually bridges many of the other sets themselves and can be combined with the treehouse, with Mrs. Castillo's turtle van, as well as the Dream stables, all together forming a modular set of buildings which really flesh out the world of LEGO Dreamzzz. It's a really cool set because for the price of $30, you get one minifigure, 3 Dreamlings, 3 buildings, and a modular system to really mix and match the different buildings into a completely different composition, which I always love when LEGO sets do. This honestly gives me a lot of LEGO Elves vibes, which was one of my favorite LEGO themes when it was coming out from 2015 to 2017, and so let's take a look at set number 40657, Dream Village, right now. Alright, so this is set number 40657. Simply titled Dream Village, it retails for $30 US, comes with 3 different Dreamlings as well as Jaden, who is a minifigure that appears in other sets, although technically these Dreamlings are different configurations of existing elements. Now this is a really interesting set to me. Not only is it a store exclusive, which is why this review is coming out later than the other ones, but also this is actually able to be integrated into pretty much almost every other LEGO Dream set. In fact, the instruction manual showcases a lot of different configurations where you can add it on to the other location and vehicle-based sets, from swapping out the modules in the treehouse to allow you to have these buildings on the treehouse instead, to being added on to the sides and back of the Dream stables, as well as even being placed on top of the turtle van. This is kind of the glue that ties together a lot of the Dreams wave and integrates a modular system which LEGO has been really pushing in their recent sets, especially for this most recent release, like the LEGO City August sets. Now, this is a really nice set because, to me, I feel that this set literally exists basically just for world building. There is no conflict, there is no sort of battle happening in the set, it doesn't even feature any of the main characters, it really just features random background villagers as well as a side character. And when I say side character, that's a bit of a stretch. Jaden has basically nothing to do other than a civilian to be rescued, so this is a really interesting set for an original LEGO theme that isn't really focused on what's really happening and only exists to flesh out the world of LEGO Dreamzzz, which I kind of wish LEGO would do more often, and I really do hope LEGO will do more stuff like this. Now, there are 2 different configurations in this particular set. If you haven't seen the Dreamzzz instructions yet, they have a really nice and unique art style to them. It almost feels like you are reading some sort of a book when you're going through them. So as you can see, you've got all sorts of fantastic artwork for LEGO Dreamzzz that literally tell a story as you are building the set, which I think is a really cool thing. You can see the artwork of Jaden meeting the Dreamlings, and then as you continue along with the build, it actually showcases different things being built from the different characters, and of course, like all of the other LEGO Dream sets, you have a couple of different options to configure the set itself. One option is what you see before you, which is just leaving the buildings as is, but the other option combines them into a taller tower, and I actually want to showcase how that works right now, because that is actually a really cool thing that you can do. First of all, remove the roofs from all of the different buildings, which obviously are just sitting on their own individual modules. You can take the front of the wizard shop here and then attach it onto the bakery onto the side like so. This closes up very nicely, making one fully consolidated space. Now you can lock that into place by attaching the roof of one of the other buildings onto that there, so that just locks onto there. You then take the roof of this building, add that onto here, take the other building that just sits on top of here for a second layer, and there you have it. This is a completely enclosed, nice building that is really completely changing the look and feel of the entire set. This feels like a different building and almost is inspiring me to buy multiple copies of the set to try and figure out what different configurations I can come up with, because this is actually a really solid thing for them to do, and I wish that more LEGO sets had this much range of variability when it comes to actually building them into different things. Now, of course, setting this back to the configuration that it's supposed to be, you can notice that there are a couple of distinct buildings. Specifically, there is a wizard store, there is also a bakery, and then there is just a weapons shop or some sort of a blacksmith shop as well. So this really does feel almost like a baby version of a medieval market village that we would see in LEGO Castle or whatnot, which is actually a really nice surprise. It feels like a Lost Castle set in some sense, where it's just Castle but scaled down. Now, The entire design behind each of these 3 buildings is centered around primary colors being used to really harken the design, detailing, and aspects of each of the buildings themselves. You have a lighter aqua-colored bakery here, which somehow I feel really does evoke a sweet feel to it. It almost looks like a gingerbread house in the way that you've got the sugar on the side of it, which I guess was somewhat intentional, and this feels like it fits right in with the world of the candy stuff, which we saw in the LEGO Dreamzzz TV show episodes. The blacksmith shop, on the other hand, feels a lot more like a castle or a fortification. You've got the defenses here, and you have a really nice sticker here for the anvil and hammer. And then the wizard shop almost feels like a baby version of an older LEGO castle set, almost like Magisto's Magic Workshop, but in a dream sense. Now, this to me really feels like the sets that LEGO was putting out for LEGO Elves back in 2016. We got a Goblin Village, which used a lot of the similar techniques. The houses were of this similar scale because the goblins were their own little creatures, and I actually really like how much detail they managed to pack into these. Let's start off with the bakery here. The bakery itself is probably one of the most simple in terms of the interior. You do have a small bed for the characters to sleep in, as well as a pretzel, and you have the attachment point for the treehouse on the back here. But really, for the most part, the bakery is just a place for the Dreamling to stand and sell his wares, which is a nice little windmill here. Now, the wizard shop is probably the most detailed of all of them when it comes to the interior. You have a nice recolor of the Harry Potter wand in gold, which we have gotten before, but it's really cool to see here. You've got a magical cauldron that's brewing, as well as a series of different potions and frogs on the top here. I like that they included frogs in different colors, including one looking right out of the window. And if I had to pick a favorite building, it's probably the wizard shop, just because this just introduces a lot of unique things, from the transparent stickers forming the windows of the decals here. There's just a lot of nice stuff to see here. And lastly, the blacksmith shop is the most simple out of all of them. While the other ones required 2 bags to build, this one only needs 1, but you do have an assortment of weapons and a helmet for your characters to use. Presumably you can equip Jaden with these gear if you want him to, as well as a furnace here and an anvil, basically everything that you would possibly need for a blacksmith shop, just at very, very small scale. And so for $30, I honestly feel like this is a pretty solid set, especially when it comes to world building and expanding the LEGO Dreamzzz world. Sure, maybe it could have been a little cheaper. I could see this as $25, but if you look at each of the buildings, I would say that each of these is definitely worth more than $10. Like, maybe this one's worth $10. This feels more like $12 and this feels like $12, so the fact that we're getting all 3 buildings for $30, a modular system that allows you to combine them into completely different buildings themselves, as well as a system that allows you to combine this set with all of the other, or a ton of the other sets in the wave, that is a major win in my book, and I am actually a really big fan of the set. I went into it not really being sure of what I would make of the set itself, but it has absolutely won me over by the modular design. I love it when LEGO does modular stuff, so I'm definitely a big fan of how they actually have these integrated into the other sets themselves, and I hope to see more sets like this in the LEGO Dream system and for other LEGO themes as well. Imagine if Ninjago gave us a $30 world building set, or even LEGO Monkey Kid or something like that. I feel like not every set has to focus on conflict, and this is a really nice design. Lastly, I just want to talk about the minifigures briefly. I've talked about all these figures in my Dreamzzz mega reviews and individual reviews, which you can check out in the playlist, but you can see this is what Jaden looks like. He has some dental gear on him, as well as adorable unicorn pajamas. The Dreamlings are technically new for the set, but they are just using the standard Dreamling template, just with different accessories. This one has the classic LEGO Wizard's hat and a beard. This one also has a beard in a different color, the Obi-Wan Kenobi hairpiece, and a hammer for the blacksmith. And then this is the simplest of the bunch, using just a chef's hat and a mixer. Altogether, the cast of the set is really nicely fleshed out. I do like how each of them have their own profession, and each of the buildings has so much life to it and so much character. And I definitely want to see more stuff like this from LEGO Dreamzzz. This may actually be one of, if not the best, smaller scale LEGO Dream set we've gotten so far. Alright, and with that, we have summed up our look at the Dream Village, the brand new LEGO Dream set, which released on August 1st, 2023. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this set? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you own this set yourself? And if so, what are your impressions on it? Thank you so much for tuning into Duckbricks. Be sure to like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon, and bye for now.